All right, welcome everybody to the Samurai Showdown Day 2 on Sunday. Yesterday you had some good games, the Loving Sun,
Did I?
and yeah, it was definitely not me out there losing.
True.
It couldn't be
Yeah.
me. Couldn't be me. They
It
were
was the
actually great games,
yeah.
but your virtue, respect, lost in losers round 1. How do you feel about that? No respect?
It is what it is, man. I respect my opponents. Some good games.
The players who beat you were Seminyoon1 and CheshireBee. And in this game, we have Cheshire playing Itarios. Cheshire, their virtue was mercy, and they were kind of merciful against you. They could have killed you harder, but they didn't.
It's kind of
Okay.
true. Yeah, I guess so. Only lost by 22 points. That was like merciful of them to
Yeah,
not go
yeah,
more than that.
absolutely, absolutely. And Itarios, the other player here, chose Justice. And actually, before the game started, they were chatting with each other in
Oh,
the uh in the game. They say hello, good, enjoy the game, good like it's a, and then CheshireBee throws down the mercy greater than justice. And Itarios is like, justice will prevail. Cheshire says, also please don't kill me. And Itarios says, justice is blind. If I don't choose to kill, only you deserve to die.
this is what we like
Shall we
to
start?
see.
And
Yeah, man.
Cheshire says, wait for the stream to start. And Itario
Oh,
says, justice is the crowning glory of virtues. And Cheshire says, a crown built on the blood of innocence. And Itarios throws out an Agatha Christie quote. I have no idea who that is. He says, too much mercy often resulted in further crimes which were fatal to innocent victims who need not have been victims if justice had just been put first and mercy second. And Cheshire says, wasn't she some murder mystery author? You ready to start? And Notorious is like, yeah, I'm ready.
what is this?
I have no idea. Anyway, now that we've gotten this far, Tarius threw another quote down into the chat. He says, by definition, the big difference between mercy and justice is that mercy is never, ever obligatory. From R.C. Sproul. I have no idea who that is either.
Okay.
So you can see
Some
they're
some
getting into
roleplay
it.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're serious. They're serious. Who do you think wins between mercy and justice?
I think Cheshire wins because they beat me. And if they beat me, they have to be the best player to ever play the game.
Ah,
So
right.
that's who I'm rooting for.
Must be true. Must be true.
Exactly.
um, they started with Joseki, which is popular these days, kind of. But it's a bit of an interesting one here, and I have no idea, honestly, what they're doing. This doesn't look like anything I'm familiar with. Um,
So, two-space low pincer. Okay.
Two-space low
I'd love
pincer,
to see it.
fine, yeah. The lean here, all right. You want to go for the complicated Joseki. The
Yeah.
cut, okay. You really want the complicated Joseki, all right. The push this way. You can also block at c5, but I think most people like this one more with the two-space low.
Yeah.
It goes to c2, goes here, and now normally what happens if you play c2, actually c2 is okay, but also you can play d2 there, because the main thing that black is aiming for after the two-space low pincer is to break the elephant's jump.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, if it goes like this and you have the two-space low, then you're going to play on this side once. And you basically want white to exchange this and live in the corner. However, I don't know exactly what the right shape to do it is. Let's say it's that one. And then you can bust through here, and then black is not unhappy.
Makes sense.
But instead, Cheshire played in the corner first. And Itarios just left. And I'm completely out of book. I have no idea what's going on. I wasn't in very much book to begin with, to be honest. I don't play like this, but yeah, now I'm very confused. Have you played like this?
Yeah. Probably I played like this and messed it up, but since the Joseki would normally be black playing at c7, so if black doesn't play c7 and white does get that move, my feeling would be that it's good for white, just by like how it should go, you know.
Yeah, I understand. I can feel it.
But I don't know. I usually play c5, like every time I get two-space low pincer, two-space high pincer. Most of my games go to c5.
You prefer to play this fighting, which is also an interesting one for sure. This one is also popular.
Yeah, no idea. Black runs.
The diagonal running is a little strange to me, I have to say. It's a little strange. Why not push here?
So what extends one time?
Yeah, my understanding is white must extend like this. And then the shape is supposed to be worse for white, from my understanding. Like black's running power towards the center is much better if he wants to do that, or if they want to suddenly switch now and break through here. Also, I think that exchange is necessary. Like if you play this one instead, white doesn't have any liberty pressure on that group there, so it's difficult to keep pressure in general on the whole board. Black, yeah, has basically just allowed white to play some move over on this side because white has no issue with any black pincer or anything on the left.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You can only play like this, but this is not very serious, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess you can, if you were to move the e7 stone, moving it one to the left would make a lot of sense. You'd prefer it to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And hello, chat. What's up, guys? Hello, hello. Excited for the games? Oh.
So we have a moment here where white played one move filling a liberty, and then black did not answer.
Yeah.
So we should be thinking about how to use that. And there's also some more cuts in the center there. If it goes like this, this is a ladder. So when this exchange happens, black has to answer like that. I think black has to answer again here, and then when this one happens, I think black has to like try to. I'm not even sure black can live. I think this is going to be trouble for black if I place like this.
Black G2.
Lock.
And then you have to cut. But this is kind of going nowhere, I guess.
Yeah, you're just getting killed on this side too.
Yeah. Oh no, this is kind of a catastrophe.
Yeah, I think if it goes like this, black probably has to play this one and hope for a liberty race.
Okay.
But there is attached there.
Ooh, that's nice. Does that work?
Yeah, I don't think black can play.
Wow.
So yeah, if white plays this variation, maybe black has to try, like if black can get this trading, maybe that's something to go for instead. Maybe black can try to just exchange that once and then come here. Even if it goes like this though, if white just saves, however, inside, and you can save this way or even like this, it's still going to be really hard for black because black is not locally alive here, even still. Even after that, he would have to expend another thing there and then play here to be alive. It may be that you have to play like that if it goes in this variation. But in the game, Itarios didn't do anything harsh like that. He just directly defended at c5.
He's playing like me, scared. Yep.
Yeah. And then that gave black the chance to defend as well. So I don't think the players, well, maybe they did try to read, but I don't think they really went for or like deeply read into those very, very dangerous variations. They just wanted to trade something natural and normal. White gets this cut. The ladder works for black, obviously, but white just wants the two stones. And black tries a Hane first before doing anything. I think the meaning, well, if white plays here, black can make that exchange and run out here. I think this is what black is like thinking about. If this kind of fighting happens and white runs there, then maybe white gets in trouble on the other side, even though white can get some nice shape in the center. So white played this move first, waiting to do something in the center as well, and black directly played here.
Okay.
Some very exciting things happening. I agree with the idea of the cut. Like this is my first idea as well, is to play like this.
Yeah.
And if black answers, then here. Oh, white did this one first.
Okay.
Then black can do this, right? White must answer. And then, oh, it's
That's
liberty
just
short.
working.
It's liberty tight, yeah.
Hmm.
If like here, then white captures in liberties. So yeah, this is already captured. You don't need to exchange there. Itarios got me on that one. That's true. But then this is already like very bad for black. So black should not have played on this side if it's gonna go like this. Sure.
Nice.
And in fact, white didn't even need to Atari this one if it would be just captured. There was no need for that either.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very unnatural to me to Hane, to be honest, and it means that you're just giving up on the other side. Here, this kind of variation, even if you think, oh, I can't really cut, you should still play this one.
Really?
And run them out. You can, because like obviously the most important thing is these stuns, right? So just completely playing away from them is just asking for white to find some way to combine and make some win in that area. There's no way that you can possibly score a victory by ignoring them, right?
That's true. Ooh.
So it goes like this. Black plays here. He's thinking that this move is sente towards the center. So if he would already have that stone, then this is the correct way to follow up on the bottom side, which makes sense. But all white needs to do is like be chill, not try to save those, and the game should be good for white.
What's up?
What are the odds on white actually being chill and not trying to save this?
Okay, I'll say I would save them. So that's one thing.
Okay.
I would try to save them. I mean, I feel like if black gets all the lower side, captures the 2 stones, is it that bad? Is it that bad for black? Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad for white. Like what I'm talking about is if you play like here, for example. Like not saving them doesn't mean they have to do nothing.
True.
But if I play like here, then how are you gonna show me like, wow, it's so impressive for black? Like,
I like that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that one is fine, and you could also try to use the pressure that you have on the left side. So now you have like giga thickness there. You can just pincer over there as well. That's also big.
Damn. But this is classic 2-space low pincer getting into complications and something dying. I mean, that's the way it goes.
It always happens for some reason. Nobody can save the group properly.
It is complicated. It's tough.
I guess this move is black's mistake, actually. This one here is too... It should have been directly here, obviously, to fix that. This was... And then after that, this one was white's mistake to not take it. Okay. And when we come to this variation, then running out here was black's mistake as well. It may seem strange to run this one out and let this kind of thing happen, but actually when you do that, after you've done that, you will realize that these will just be weak anyway, right? And so will these at the same time. So it's the fight continuing is more serious than you think usually. Okay, wait, descents. Yeah.
There it is.
The odds on white actually not trying to save these were low, but the way that he's doing it, I don't mind this method that much because he's clearly looking at the cut in the corner when he plays like this. So if black will just play, let's say he plays his sente and jumps, which is a nice surrounding outside move, then white plans to play like this, I think, and just take the corner. And then probably still sacrifice. Something like that. So that's not that bad because at least he's getting his due on the outside, but it's still a little bad because you give black a move on the outside, which is not good. And black did not accept the move on the outside. Black decided to take the corner instead. This corner is really not that important because the white group there is already strong and the black group there will definitely be saved. So the amount of emphasis they're putting on it is a little bit too much.
Yeah, that makes sense seeing the variation you just put on the board. It seems a lot better than defending here. Do you think white plays M3 or they actually like empty triangle the stones out or something?
Yeah, I would expect empty triangle before M3, even though I think M3 is better. Paige points out in the chat that D2 is still a thing, which is true.
True. So that didn't even fix the
Yeah,
liberties.
it didn't even actually do anything. It's a common shape
Sad.
that you should remember in general. Those 4 stones on the third line, when there's a cut, and like the pressure there, we can only fix it inside, and so that's actually really annoying. So making that kind of shape can be a kind of squeeze.
Yeah.
All right, you were right. Of course, White was going to try to run them out. Obviously. Black played this one, and White did not respond Liberty tight, but played here instead, which I think is a mistake.
Oh.
Because this way it means that like this move is Black Sente, for example, or very, very close to Black Sente. Like he could try to exchange this first, and it's like really, really big. If you play here instead, then Black Sente are much, much less. So actually your control over this area is better. Your control over this area, it may look like it's worse because you don't have a stone here, but because you don't have to worry about your Liberty problems ever, Black like pushing in this area in the game is going to do something. You push there, and then you look to make some Liberty shortage. Like later, if you get us around, then you can look to squeeze, right? Everyone would look to squeeze there. But
Yeah.
if you would just directly take the Liberty instead of playing like this, then actually there's nothing that Black does here. So the area becomes boring. That means you actually have better control.
That's a good point. Will the Knights move?
Yeah, this is what was going to happen when White saves the stones. This is why I don't like saving the stones. Although obviously it's better for territory to save them. You're gonna pay Black a lot when you save them, and it's not like you won't be able to save them. I think that they are probably savable, but the amount of payment is too damn high.
I agree. And actually, like okay, so we can like push and then play J6 to come out as White. Oh, that does seem pretty painful.
So you're talking about this and here and cut and net. Is this what you're talking about?
Oh, I was gonna say putting 2 at 5. I'm sorry, the one space jumping, one to the left. J6.
Ah, this one.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
The variation that you showed, you Liberty shorted. Like if it goes like this, we would not want to play there because we Liberty shorted ourselves. This way is actually possible to play.
Okay.
In this case, I think something went wrong with Black's cut there. It should have been just immediate Tenuki. And then later we can always squeeze. So Black is like very, very thick here or potentially there, and he can continue to run out. And maybe White will play another move. That would be justified. And then Black will have his compensation on the side. In the game, White played this one and cut immediately. So the way that you're talking about, like this, this way, Black is netted as well. But again, it's going to be the same thing where Black ignores. In this shape, Black has more power on the side. So you would prefer to break out with this one.
Oh, that's a really good point. Okay.
Way.
Yeah.
Okay, so after cut, Black plays this, which takes White Liberty. I think that actually matters a lot.
And we're just dead?
Yeah, now we're just dead as White. So I think this was not well considered.
Oh no.
There's a slim possibility of this kind of stuff. Where, yeah, technically the Black shape is in too short Liberty to capture White inside, in this case. But what's going to happen is White would have to bust out through here. It's really annoying, especially that this one is Sente, to capture the inside still. Then you can see Black became very thick on the side and everything, and even just a bamboo here. It's clear that even though White saved, that Black gained way too much, I think, on the outside for this variation to be good. But instead we had jump here, where White shorts his own Liberty. But it means that if Black would run out, White directly can target on this. So shorting the Liberty was still fine, even though he lost another Liberty on the side first. So Black immediately ran out in this case because he thought that the White is so short on Liberties that it shouldn't be able to do anything. And you can see he's thinking about the Liberty issues that White left behind on the left side there as well.
Sorry, there's dogs barking at the mute my mic.
Oh, no problem. If it were me, I don't think I'm playing on that side right now. I think I want to play here first look to make those 2 stones heavy or capture them and save myself first. And if white saves these stones inside, then eventually I want to link back here. And now I think this becomes sort of a double attack where black will attack the stones on the bottom or the stones in the center. And he
Okay,
also has to save his group. But
I do. Okay, I have a question about this, and I think this is an interesting part. Like, in a position where there's so many groups and like it's unclear who's attacking who, like how do you judge the situation? Like, who is attacking who? Who, like, what's going on? Because it's confusing to actually know what is going on. You know what I mean?
yeah. I get you. The first thing to do in this kind of situation, like the first thing on your checklist when you're thinking about a move, is literally just cataloging where all of the weaknesses are and like what they are.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing to do after that is thinking about what the worst that could happen to all of them is. So if you're
That's
thinking like, what's the worst that could happen to the white group on the bottom side? It could get surrounded, right? And then it would die. What's the
yeah.
worst that could happen to the black 3 stones in the center? Well, they could become Liberty Tight and die. What's the worst that could happen to the white center? Oh, it could become sort of the Liberties. What's the worst that could, you go through everything and think about all of
Yeah.
those like potential local win conditions like that, right?
Yeah.
Then once you've judged those things carefully, if you um, think about which of those are like the most immediate and the most um, important if they would happen, you can make a specific plan for the one place that you're just going to to make your mission and do that one thing now and leave all the problems to wait. So every time that you play in a position like this, you want to churn back the move to them on purpose and say, look, now I've gained control of this game in a way that you uh, can't match. So that's
Damn.
why in this case, that's why I'm thinking about like pressing here.
Okay.
The worst thing that can happen to these 2 stones is that they become heavy and have to run. It's not that they get captured, right? So I want to press here first. I'm knowing that the worst thing that can happen over to these ones is that they get surrounded or become Liberty Tight. I want to press there first. Then if these stones get captured so that these don't have to save themselves, it's the worst. So then I want to play here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, from there, the game will naturally flow as we keep on trying to pass the turn back to each other, trying to make the worst thing happen to the other guy.
Yeah, that's a nice breakdown. Makes sense.
Okay, so in the game, we had a cut here, and Cheshire trying to use the white Shortage of Liberty problems, but then another cut here. And I think he realized at this point, well, there's not really that much. Like all he gets for the outside is like maybe a forcing move here, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really enough. So he then tries to save on the 2 stones on this side. This is not really making sense to play like that, because obviously white is going to become thicker, and then if you're still going to save yourself anyway underneath like this, there was no reason to save directly with M2 first. It just made it much more harmful on the bottom side. So like Cheshire's plan here, it didn't come together into like one thing that he's done to pass the move back in a sensible way, right? Like he just made a bunch of exchanges. Every exchange that you make in a position like this is bad.
Me playing Go, every exchange you make is bad. True.
It's true, actually. It's true. You have to have like a hard plan. So in this case, what happened, instead of black trying to take initiative everywhere, white managed um, to block on the top side like this, and then black couldn't really get any serious pressure against any of the white weaknesses. He just managed to like take his position on the bottom side and skedaddle.
Fair.
White played here now. That's a little unnecessary. It's like too close to his thickness. Black should just Tenuki and get a lot. Yeah, that's good. And white played the Hane and another Hane. So white has chosen to let black take the side there and take his power in the corner. If it were me, I will try to choose the other side and let black have the corner here, because the M2 already makes the corner pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that big of a difference. You can just feel after this, like all of these white stones, they didn't make anything to the side, right? So
oh, white's spending a lot of stones like F9, F10.
Yes,
That's pretty
these
surprising.
are all slow, and black is catching up a lot when he's just playing all these big moves.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice for black. White tries to reduce now, suddenly. And wow, black challenges him really hard on this. I agree, though. This was definitely strange. I actually like the way that black is playing this. He's saying, hey, you think you're reducing me, but how are you going to use that cut in the corner? And you're still weak on the outside, so you can't use it yet. And Itarios just gives up immediately. This is very sad to do because it means that the corner Aji becomes much less when you play a Hane like that. You'd much prefer, if you're going to play like this, to play here without playing the Atari exchange. It would have been a lot better, actually. Then you can see that all the time you're threatening to turn and then cut Atari here and race the black stones. But when you play this one already, that threat is so much less. Even black managed to cut here because of it.
Oh, it'd probably be good to show the variation for the chat, like yeah.
Let's say
There's some
here
idea.
in black 10 of keys, and well, white can play this as a big move, and then black needs to answer because otherwise there's something here. And black can still try to fight on the outside, but it's going to be really hard. For example, if you do it now and like that, then you just die first. So that inside Aji is something that you need to keep in mind all the time. Whenever you have an inside Aji and you're playing on the outside, you want to make sure that you do not destroy your own potential.
Yeah.
And so this Atari definitely does that. And it meant after that Atari that when Hane is here, that black could just cut. Black doesn't have to be afraid of the corner stuff happening because of the initial Atari earlier from Itarios.
Mm-hmm.
So black cuts like this, and then cut again, and Hane is in the center. And even gets a squeeze like this. Now, squeeze was not necessary to allow by Itarios. He could have played here instead. And then there is no squeeze. This is just cleanly captured. Well, more cleanly captured than this. This squeeze, the problem with it, black is obviously always going to answer there. The problem with that squeeze is that this white may become a target to do something inside again, just like it was done the other way. So white ended up having to answer. Well, I'm not sure he had to answer, but he decided to answer. And yeah, that is another big loss for white. So although the bottom side, I think it worked out pretty well for white in the beginning. Yeah. Since then, black has basically managed to secure the rest of the board. Yeah. And all white did was expand by another, like, this is about 15 points or so there, and take a small corner where he already had a cornerstone. So it's been a domination since then by CheshireBee. Actually, CheshireBee's strategies in general and his like fundamentals are really good. I've been surprised by how well they play.
He's good, man. One take.
Okay, he exchanges a couple times and captures. I really like this capture because it's like nearly sente to save the stones inside, and then you gain so much. Like it's a reduction move. It's the move exactly that you want for the outside, and you gain so much strength for the top side. So Cheshire is just going to continue to build a Moyo there, challenge Itarios to come in. That's very, very scary for white. Very, very scary. Black, yeah. Black blocks here as well. It's really good. We don't want to exchange that R18 like that if we don't have to, especially when afterwards we're going to cut. And now what's going to happen is white will try to save this group, run it that way. Black will try to secure that, and win the game. This is your kind of game, son. This happens in your games a lot.
Wait, when I'm the one like trolling, or when I'm the one with the big Moyo?
You're the one with white, of course.
True. Oh, that jump's surprising.
Yeah, that's surprising. You would always play further, right?
Yeah.
You're black. I agree. I think playing further is better. But Cheshire thought the biggest weakness in his Moyo is this area being weak. So he just wants to add the most pressure there. He's a very solid player at heart, which I appreciate. And Itarios was like, man, I know that that's where your weakness is. Let me access it. And Cheshire's like, I know that's where my weakness is. Let me defend it. And that wasn't exactly necessary. I definitely think that Cheshire is stronger than that. If he caps here, then white will be under much more pressure. But I think that Cheshire just thinks he wins the game. So I think he just wants to play something very boring and stable.
Reasonable. Yeah.
And win. Yeah, black even asks again, and Cheshire now is like, that's not even like vaguely sente. It's like Itarios is just asking to eventually be capped here. Right. Just keep pressing your luck until it happens.
Now
It's
it's
not the
really
right way to
playing
play
like
it.
me. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
this is very fun. um, this is somewhat interesting. If it were me playing, I would definitely think to cut here. I think
Hmm.
that Itarios and Cheshire both were thinking about this kind of variation. In my opinion, this is playable for black because the white stones here are just not that weak. So you can just let them get a Panuki and get a little bit of extra area there. At the end of the day, this is not that much. And it
True.
was very nice to be able to secure all this so solidly where white spent some stones trying to reduce earlier. Instead it goes like this, then this kind of attack is going to be a ko eventually. It's a little bit more risky. Um, Extra
Yeah.
has to start playing ko threats, and this is where we are in the game right now. We caught up. They played a bit
Oh,
fast for a while there. But Cheshire is at 20 minutes on their clock, by the way, which means they've
oh.
averaged less than 10 seconds per move.
Yeah, let me take a look at the clock. What are we at right now? So, 20 minutes and 8 minutes. Okay. That's fair. To review. It's been exciting. So I would say black has a lead right now. Like overall, black kind of maybe got a little disadvantage at the beginning, but then caught up by playing fast after the
Yes.
lower side.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Wei has
So,
found a vital point of the shape down there. He's looking to
yeah,
just use this as a co threat.
it makes sense.
It has caused CheshireBee to actually start thinking.
DY Baduk, I love the B. We all do. We all do. They're strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hello, chat. Pretty exciting game today. Oh,
Mm-mm-mm. When you play Moyo style like this, which I think you do pretty often,
mm,
what do you like to think about?
big.
Big.
Just make it bigger.
Mm-mm.
But honestly, like I just go for the sector line. I mean, it's a classic, you know. Just make it. Just try to close in the walls and make it as hard as possible to go in. Pretty much.
Would you have played like here ever?
No, no.
This is a true
I
sector line move.
I would have played Q12 rather than
Ah,
the
you
one
would have
space
played
jump.
fall
Yeah,
back, don't let the cut happen.
yeah,
I can agree. I think Cheshire didn't want to do this because he thought, wait, we'll continue to play underneath.
fair.
Something like that. Steal away the territory, and then these stones, when weight reduces, it's not like they're actually increasing your sector line that much, to be honest. You know?
And yeah, and I think that's fair. This is one space jump's probably better, honestly.
You know what I like to think about when I play this style a lot?
What's that?
Is sacrifice.
True.
Usually, if you sacrifice, the other guy's like, oh shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if white answers one more time, are you really gonna do that? You could there's just
Like, wait's like, ah man.
wait, do you play five? I play five like Tengen. Something like that.
I don't want to get attacked on the bottom right. That's what I care
Oh,
about most. Of course, you could play
that's
over
fair.
here, but then, yeah, this one and this one you're gonna answer, right? But you know,
Okay, I didn't
that's
think
annoying.
about that. Good point. Good move.
Well, in this game, white played this vital point, and then black was like, "Screw you! I kill you in the center." Would I was not expecting, because it means that white has almost killed
Oh,
the bottom side here as well. White played D1.
oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, black can play here, and is
Black's
it?
alive, right?
Yes, I agree. Black is just barely alive in Gote for there. But it was still a very big gain for Wei after his co-threat. It was unfortunately not possible to play here, even
Hmm.
though it takes away, even though this becomes a false eye in Sente, because I don't think that we could break the remaining two eyes on this side and the other side. It was very close, but um, even if you like throw in and get this move, then black can always answer there. And then
Yeah.
on the left side, sometimes you have a shortage of liberties, especially when there's two liberties on the F1. So sometimes you can look to reduce into that sort of thing. But right now, I don't think it's quite possible.
Nice little Sumego.
There's no way, unfortunately, to prevent black from getting his eye right now. With any shortage of liberties or anything. Maybe if we had a stone at b4, it would be possible. But anyway, in the game, they played it correctly, I think, where black just lived in Gote. And then, because black won the ko, he's managed to basically kill that and take all this. And the game is like very, very, very dominating. But white is like, you say you killed that, so what? To me, this move is absolutely nuts because any random move in the center like this,
Yeah.
where is the two eyes? Right? It's like, what are you doing, man? But black answered, and then when white peeped again, black answered again, and then white is actually kind of going into the top side and getting some counter pressure against the black stones there.
Wow.
So that like passiveness of black to stop white from connecting back to his other stones, it may allow white to get a little bit of extra resources. Definitely, at least white has some increased eye space over here,
Yeah.
which he can use as he runs out. And I approve of this timing to run out as well, waiting to see whether you're gonna Hane or just take eye space. Actually, it could be black trouble if white plays this correctly. If white plays this very actively and accurately.
Oh wow.
He tries the diagonal and cut. I approve. It looks scary. Black Ataris and descends, but this is still very, very scary for black. White can Atari this way and block this way. Yeah.
It's going that way.
And now, when white connects here, black cannot disconnect this in Sente because white has an S5 resource all the time to link back up. So if black actually prevents that from connecting, then white can run out this way and always connect through to a center group as well.
Yeah.
So if white plays here, those stones are alive. White does this one with a similar idea, but leaving a cut behind. Actually, I think now if black plays here, maybe it is gonna die. Black chose to cut first and then play here. An interesting direction, an interesting way to play it. And then seal it in. So white really should have directly connected this shape rather than play the tiger's mouth. If it goes like this, then actually this black group is like cut off and it cannot live locally. Black still has the potential to play this one in Sente and try this move, but white can play here. So even though black makes this eye, there's no eye over there. So white could try to race it now. Race against the center. If white knew that they were going to do that, then they can try to make something here, try to expand liberties, and try to make this race possible. It still looks like it should favor white, but it's really close.
Well, I think one doesn't work anymore because you get T8 and Sente, and then, or I'm sorry, first you play S6, and it doesn't work because the liberty is reduced. You can't connect under because you can T5 and then R6. That's kind of complicated.
It's quite complicated, yeah. Still, even just saving this part is very, very scary, and like capturing that is very scary. I still think that there could have maybe been a way to reverse the game that way. Unfortunately, this tiger just didn't pay enough attention to the cuts. The cut is very, very serious, and so at this point, that white group should be in really big trouble. It's very hard to continue to save it.
Also, white's trying, but it looks like white's going to die with their group. 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. Okay. 4 to 5.
Yeah, this is the correct, or the most direct liberty reducing sequence by black. And white actually answering there shows that white has given up. That you wouldn't actually answer there if you think you're still going to win the game.
Feels bad, man.
Sad.
Cheshire holding strong
by at the end. Yeah,
I agree.
Cheshire does, I think, complete the win. Hopefully, if I call it too early, some of these days, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just Itarian. Yeah. I mean, exciting game. White's gonna still keep trying, but not looking too good.
While we let them finish off, we're going to see the other game between Seminyoon and Eric Yoder, where the name of the game is Honesty Greater Than Honor.
Who's
The
who's
person-
who?
Eric
Who's who?
represents honesty. Honor is represented by Seminyoon.
I can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
And it
So
looks crazy already. Okay.
yeah, they've played a lot less. They're not even to 100 moves yet, and their game does look indeed to be insane. Wow. We have the kick response to the peep is one of my favorites, and it seems Eric has picked up on it. Surely he's inspired by me.
Fair. Is 3-3? Is that a normal answer? Because
No,
the
this
one
never
answer I
happens.
know is push and extend.
So you can do that. You can push here, and then extend like this, and then black can connect either way depending on the global situation. In this case, I think we would connect here. Later, white can still manage to make some reduction in the territory over here.
Yeah.
But black has some nice influence towards the right side. That's possible, and then there's other things that are possible, but this one is not something I've seen before.
Okay.
I think black blocking there is very natural, and then why did we peep if we're going to play there? It looks like the peep is just misplaced, right? If it was like this immediately, let's say kick and whatever white does on the top side and then block here, then we would never peep, right? This is crazy, but this transposes to the game.
True.
Okay, Eric chose to play in the corner, and then in the corner again. I'm actually not entirely sure that that's right. Like maybe we can punish harder.
Oh.
I want to play here first. Maybe it's a bit too crazy though. If white just answers like this, like I'm showing that P15 is not good, but maybe that's not good enough.
I felt like game variation felt like great for black.
Yeah, but I think this is like greater.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good.
This way, I agree that this is nice for black. It's definitely okay. Maybe not completely the best. It just jumps here. I don't like that. I think you should just take a base. If black tries to go after that one stone, then you laugh at them and just do other things. It's so small. But instead, white protects and tries to take thickness on the outside, but this doesn't make sense. If you want to take the thickness versus the top side, you need to connect here or descend here. That's basically it. That's all the options you have. If you want to take the corner, you can play this way. And I would do this in this variation. Play that way, and then there's all sorts of things you can do. You can approach here. One of my favorite Tesuji, it comes after this. You push here, it looks normal, right?
Yeah.
Everything is very natural, normal, looks good.
I agree. Bang. And okay, they just descend. Oh, then you E18. Ooh, okay.
The Tesuji of your dreams, where if black blocks you, then you cut him off and you kill him. And so this is actually pretty hard to answer for black. It means that after 7, people do not usually play Hane. But if they don't play Hane, playing this one is so passive. So usually they Tenuki. But if you Tenuki, like how are you handling your group? So it's like a whole bunch of problems that you can pose to this black group when you play the push after approaching it like that. A lot of the time after approach, people will just play move. So this is what I would do if I were white.
Nice.
Black plays jump here.
It's fair.
Like that.
Ooh. Isn't white supposed to push? Like push through?
At this moment, white can play here or play this, and they become the same. So this is the Joseki which you're talking about. But I think in this board position, white was thinking, oh my god, that is nice. And it's very true. That jump is perfectly positioned when you have those stones already. So instead, white chose to answer here. That's actually also okay. But after that, we need to play differently than this side. I don't like this side personally. It just means that the center control is still good. So I would rather play push and jump here. And then you can see if I have better center control, this 5th line stone actually does a less good of a job than in the game.
Okay.
Black just directly goes to invade the corner. I have a feeling this is something that he's prepared. That he knows what happens when you jump outside and then you invade directly. And some tricky things can definitely happen because here we've approached that cut, and um, it's not exactly capturable, right? Like there's no net or anything. It doesn't mean that White can that Black can do it right away because White can win the Liberty Race. But if Black prepares like this and like this, it may be possible to do now. I don't know exactly. I haven't prepared this. I'm sure Eric Yoder has though. So Seminyoon was scared. He played just this move. Usually this is a little passive to play that way. In fact, my natural instinct in this position is to play the Hane on this side. Although
Oh,
normally you
nice.
shouldn't do it. This way we really defend those D3, D4 stones that Black was putting the most pressure on with the outside jump.
Yeah.
This way it's a bit passive. It means that after Black saves his shape in the corner, that stone is like White isn't really doing anything with his groups here. So Black played this one, again threatening to cut and kill the 2 stones. This one means if Black cuts, then he can save this way. If Black plays here, White can save that way. So Black gave up. He has nothing to do over there, and he just saves the corner.
That was fair.
White's B6 is not Sente, so Tanuki again. It seems like a good sequence.
Oh.
Black goes for a crazy cut. That's just obviously bad, in my opinion. He gets this Q4 in Sente, but White can answer on the outside. I don't know if this answer on the outside is correct. I think it was a little better to do this one, but it's still, in my opinion, like obviously bad exchanges for Black. Like Eric is trying to do something here, but you don't need to do something. You can just go play some random big move. It's better. Especially, it's important to play on the left side, however.
So do you not care about the 3 stones on the left? Like for me, I'm like, oh, the natural thing is just jump out with my 3 stones, like F7. That's kind of my like feeling is. Oh, there,
No,
just
you can do
out.
like that. And actually, if you're gonna do that, I think it could be reasonable to exchange this cut first, and then try to say that you're putting pressure on the White 3 stones there. This is more of a sequence I'd expect out of Eric Yoder, to be honest. This is just bad. I don't know what he was doing. He went wrong. Now he does this. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see after this, so before this, if he hadn't done this and he runs out, so he cuts and he runs out, he may be able to do some fancy things in this area, like try to cut, try to make something happen.
Yeah.
And still, if White would ever try to cut, then you can counter with the kind of stuff that he used in the game. But there was no need to do this stuff right away. And at the end of the sequence, actually, White is much thicker. Black has a weakness there, and like there's not even co-threats, let alone Aji to use with running out. So it just lost a good amount over there. White ran really ambitiously, and Eric would never let that pass.
You'd love to see it.
He never lets that kind of thing fly. So he's gonna run it out like this, and you can see that White gets in trouble immediately. This running was too far. That's too dangerous for White. You could have just played here, right? And even then, you're like not entirely sure that it works. So maybe if you're a calm player, you'll play here or this one, something like that. But this is the aggressive one, right? Like this is just obviously way too much. And against Eric Yoder, you never play too much, never, because he'll always call you out on it.
True.
He just jumps there.
And White died. White's just dead.
Yeah, White is just locally dead. White's only option is to try to counterattack the outside Black stone. So that's what he's doing. He's turning here and playing the Knight's move. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And he's going to try to totally surround this Black, but this is a little bit over the line. This is... this one is White Sente indeed, but he has no way to then seal in this Black, and he has another problem here. He fixes that, but Black... You can tell Eric Yoder reads when he plays this kind of move, right? He knows however White tries to surround, I can break out. And
True.
He's read this out. Eric Yoder read this out a while ago. He knew that there would be that double Atari. He knew that he wouldn't be in Liberty Shortage. He knew he could capture eventually. White just took the best that he could see for his outside potential to try to surround that one. But I think that Black group is also going to be fine. You got to remember, this White group has only 5 Liberties, right? So it's impossible to even surround and like make this Black group locally dead, let alone less than 5 Liberties. That's just too much.
Yeah.
Eric Yoder actually Tanukis. He says, I got it in Sente. I think this is also just to save his group in the corner. When he made that exchange, gave White B15, it could potentially become a little weaker. So he made one exchange there. Then he's just going to save save here. He's threatening some nets in the center. White plays this one to prevent a net. Now there's a liberty shortage there, you see. But black
Yep.
can play this one, and then if White would actually answer, there's going to be another threat, and black could save. So White needed to answer on this side. Then now there's no liberty issue directly. Oh, there's still a liberty issue actually. Still a small liberty issue where black would have to answer. But like this, black can squeeze all the way, and then he's like locally alive, and he's broken through. This game is over now.
Feels bad.
And so here, White resigned.
GG Seminyoon. I mean, it was a good fight. You tried to play aggressively.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a one moment, you know. You step over the line a little bit too much, and it's just you're gone.
This is the losing move. This is, and actually before this, I'm curious if right now even Eric Yoder is. I think he's probably winning a little.
White by 4.
White by 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seminyoon was doing well. I think it
very
was the bottom, the bottom right, the upper right. I don't know if that variation, was that good for black. I don't know. But yeah,
maybe slightly.
This moment definitely Seminyoon could have played a little bit more relaxed. If he could be relaxed the whole game, then I think he could actually win. But alas, it was not to be.
Damn. GG's. That was pretty exciting. I mean, someone's like each game just something dying. I don't know. I didn't see all of the games from the first day, but at least in my game, something died. In the games I've watched so far, something's dying. It's like every game.
Yes.
A true samurai battle. Like honestly,
always a samurai battle. We would never just like the samurais aren't just gonna sit there and stare at each other and try to grow crops. That doesn't exist, right? Gotta slash at some point.